as I fall asleep. The sun through the leaves, lost in my dreams. As I fall asleep, as we fall asleep. The sun through the leaves, lost in your dreams. As we fall asleep.
Okay, or well. So eight on the rest. 8 on the rest. 2, 3, 4, 5.
You hit me with last night, now I'm lost along the thought of loving you. It's 10th my drive, yeah, I can't stop loving the nights I long to. Fucked up and out of fucked up and out of fucked up a lot of sad and lonely. Don't try to fool me. So what's next? You never apologized for taking me back. You shouldn't have done that. 'Cause you're sad and lonely. Don't try to fool me. You lost your cat and my dog died that week. She left me wondering if anyone's safe beside myself. What's next? You never apologized for taking me back. You should've done that. 'Cause you're sad and lonely. Try to fool me. I'll take the same lies. You never apologized for taking me back. You should've done that. 'Cause you're sad and lonely. Try to fool me. Walking off around the riverbed. All of these words seem
Check.
Could you hear me sing to the bottom? With every rock thrown, I've been trying to mend it.
All right. Here we are. The inaugural live stream of the Reading Sound, a live stream podcast hosted by yours truly, Daniel Hill. I'm here, and I made some notes for this first session. I kind of wanted to give you an introduction on what this show is, why I'm doing it. What's the big deal? Daniel, why do you want to start live streaming 5 days a week? Well, let me tell you what we're going to do first. We'll talk about the why later. Each week, I'm going to feature 3 artists. I'm going to stream live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night from 5 to 7 p.m. The times may vary depending on artist availability. But for the most part, I'm going to shoot for that 5 to 7 Monday through Thursday spot. Should be a good time. So Monday, talk to a musician. Tuesday, talk to an actor. Wednesday, talk to a comedian. That's sort of the gist. Different conversations with different people on different days, but pretty consistently. And I think it's going to turn into something pretty cool. On Thursdays when I go live, that's actually when I'm going to work on the editing process of those first 3 days, compiling a finished product, which will be like a full upload on YouTube. And I'm excited because if any videos ever take off, if you want to see more, you can go back and check out the live stream. So I think it's a pretty cool idea. On Sundays, I'm going to go live in the morning from about 9 a.m. to 12. And that'll be kind of a cool little, a lot of people go to church on Sunday morning, you know. Let's have church together with music, a little bit of coffee, some reflection on how the past week went, and a little bit of looking into the future. Maybe I could take some requests on any artists you might like to see on the show and go from there. So Monday through Thursday and a Sunday morning show as well. News. We're going to jump right into it. Oh, before we jump into news, I got permission from a really cool band, Self Doubt, fronted by Jordan McLaughlin. And that's what we're listening to right now. But anyway, it's Monday, and I don't have a musical guest. I actually shifted them to Wednesday, and I'm going to have another guest on Thursday now. So it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the guest this week. So today it's Monday, and you just got me for the inaugural stream of The Reading Sound, a live stream podcast by Daniel Hill. You'll notice I have a fun little graphic. Who's coming up on the upcoming show? We have Dalton Fitzgerald tomorrow, Delaney Simpson on Wednesday, still working on the Thursday guest, and you got this. We got this. That's a little note for myself. We got this. You'll notice my little heart bar down there. That's kind of how I'm feeling, and it can change varying on the day and varying on our interactions together. So let's have good interactions. Maybe we can earn some more hearts in the bar. We'd love some more hearts. All right. Well, shifting into our first segment of today, which is news. Didn't make a graphic that goes, hey, it's the news. I do have graphics though. But let's start with the news. The first thing, I'm going to kick off this music for a bit. I just closed the coolest show of my life. That show, hey, Travis Babcock, I see you, brother. We got our first commenter in the chat. And I didn't tell anybody this, but the first 5 unique people that comment in the chat, if we ever get to the point where we can monetize, you're going to get the first 5 free memberships to this channel. So, Travi, you're on the list. First free sub right there when we get to the point where we can do that. Love you, Travi. Let's go. So I just closed The Elephant Man at Axiom Repertory Theater. And it was the greatest. Oh, and more coming in. Richard and Kathy, you've got a free sub coming your way. And Travi, thank you. The Elephant Man, thank you for the comment there. I haven't really done the reflection yet. A lot of my castmates posted their reflections, their reactions. We got a lot of positive stuff, but I was struggling, and this kind of goes into why I'm doing this. You work so hard on something, and when it's so good and so fulfilling to you as an individual, I knew I was going to be bummed when it ended. I cried as soon as I got off stage, but I haven't really let myself let it sink in quite yet. Maybe I should have taken some time off, but I wanted to channel that internal motivation and keep it going, because I'd come home and I'd read my script. I'd just think about this thing all the time. And I wanted to make sure there wasn't a big gap. And I wanted to do something cool and hang out with my friends and feature them on this show. So closing of The Elephant Man is wonderful. Maybe I'll bring in Tyler Lockamy, and him and I can chat about it a bit more, because it's hard to sort of convey my own personal emotion when it was such a large cast with great direction and a whole tech team, and Ernie on the props and Abby on the costumes. There's so many key players that went into making that show feel so easy to do, even though it was the hardest performance I've ever put on. So we'll bring some people in. The next piece of news, I'm going to Boston. like 2 weeks. For those of you that helped fund the Jacob Akana Band campaign through Plaid Dog Recording, it's legit and it's still happening. We're leaving on March 7th and we're coming back on March 15th. We're getting there a couple days early. We've got this big old Airbnb, like a full-on home for a week, which is just going to be so nice. You know, go grocery shopping, have a place to come back and relax and keep, playing music, working on these songs that we're recording. So anyway, we're going down March 7th and we're going to record the rest of the project, and then we'll come back into town. We'll finish putting all the pieces together. We'll get everybody their perks from the campaign. And I really look forward to putting out that. We'll have an album release party in early to middle of June. And I hope all of you are there for that. That's kind of a big piece of news, working with the Jacob Akana Band. We just had a call with our producer today, and we arranged all the music and, kind of got the initial demos to a better state of demo. And then we'll go and, we'll practice the new arrangement. We'll find new discoveries. We'll take it into the studio, and we'll keep going from there. So really exciting stuff. The final piece of news that I wanted to share is I'm also playing in another band, and I'm really proud of it. And it's the band Omnificent, who is fronted by Rachel Beck. And I'm playing with this sweet guy I just met that a lot of Reading musicians seem to know, Eric Klein. Anytime I mention his name to anybody, it's, oh, you're playing with Eric? That is awesome. And I see your comment. I'll get back to it in just a sec. Everyone loves Eric. He's a great musician, and I feel the same way. And also, Alex Hoff-Belden is on the keys. So Eric on the bass, Alex on the keys. I'm playing drums, actually. And, oh, my gosh, I'm just having the most fun. So we've had to cancel a couple shows because of overlapping events. But keep an eye out for Omnificent. We're talking to some venues, Temple Music, Black Diamond Lounge, and there's lots of cool places in town to play. Any end of the show has its depression points. A show as touching as Elephant Man has to really affect all who took part in the show. It really did. Keep an eye out for Sean Behringer. He took a video of the cast in the green room, and everyone went in a circle, and some people couldn't even speak. Other people had loads to say about how much it affected them. But even with a lot of conversation, or even with saying nothing at all, it was very obvious that people were affected. Tyler's here. This is great. And yeah, going back to the Elephant Man, I want to kind of hold off on talking too much about it until I have like Tyler in the room, because I feel like him and I could really dig into that. We had such a cool thing that happened. Before every performance, we would run our scenes with various inflections and just, run the scenes so they were, fresh in our mind and we weren't missing any, because there was a lot of just very nuanced little rebukes and responses that we had to kind of layer on top of each other. And it was just really fun in the green room. Before our half an hour before the show, we would always run that, and it was a blast. So we'll get Tyler on here and we'll talk about that. Okay, so I have, since I don't have my musical guest today, I thought I could play music, but I'm not really feeling like playing. I haven't really sound checked my guitar, but I do have a fun idea. And the fun idea is kind of doing a reaction video. And there's a few songs and a few bands that I really want to react to. But I thought the first one, since this is since this is the Reading sound, I want to start with reacting to one of my favorite songs by Danger Kitty. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up that track. We're going to listen to the song Not Heavy But Awkward by Danger Kitty. It was their first single they released. And when I listen to the full album, there's some songs that really strike a visceral chord in me. But I really love this one because it's the first song on the album. So if you like this track, not only can you just start with it at the top of the album and listen to the whole thing, but it's not like spoilers. It's not like you're listening in the middle. Travi, mic setup's fabulous, my guy. Professional already. Gotta make dinner, but I'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, man. Let me pull up my OBS so I can see it. Yeah, I've got this cool mic setup. I've got another mic in here. I actually have it's not really set up, but we got a second camera ready for when we have more people in the studio, and we have more microphones. We have lots of guitars, lots of amps, lots of stuff to plug in. We're running through this audio interface. We kind of got the dual monitor thing going on. I'm having a blast with the setup. It was really exciting for me to be able to take all this gear that I've accumulated and finally put it together into a cohesive setup. Anyway, thank you so much for being here and checking this out and shooting your comments. Thanks, Tyler. So without further ado, let's take a listen to the first track off of Danger Kitty's album, Not Heavy, But Awkward. Okay, first thought. Ooh, it's got a nice funk and a nice bounce to it. Okay. Yeah, Tyler, the organ's awesome. If you have headphones on, they have this stereo guitar, and it's coming in both sides. And I also really want to compliment the vocal mix. It's crisp and it cuts. It's hard when you have a single vocal and a full band to cut through, but this is really well produced. We'll have to get Danger Kitty on here and talk about who produced this.
Push it in, then I pull it out. I let you in when it's falling down. Oh, no you don't know, no you don't know, I know you don't know, so I tell you what it's all about.
The harmonies are specific and awesome.
Never mind about the shade you heard, cause you know it ain't heavy, baby, just awkward. Woo.
Demetra, who's on this organ? Whoa.
They told me I should stick around. I kinda like the way you move and wanna get it down. They told me I should stick around. I kinda like the way you move and wanna get it down. They told me I should stick around. I kinda like the way you move and wanna get it down. They told me I should stick around. I kinda like the way you move, baby. Come on now. I know you don't know, no you don't know. I know you don't know, so I'll tell you what it's all about. Yeah.
Ooh.
And never mind about the shade you heard, cause you know it ain't heavy, baby. Never mind about the shade you heard, cause you know it just ain't heavy, baby. Never mind about the shade you heard, cause you know it ain't heavy, baby. Just awkward.
Ooh.
Not heavy, but awkward. Not heavy, but awkward.
have one of those tasteful fade outs. Let's go. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm really glad we did that. So that was Not Heavy But Awkward by Danger Kitty. It's really interesting because it has a lot of elements that are heard in traditional, like, classic rock, but it's also recorded today. And if you know the musicians, like, I'm pretty sure Tyler Mansfield's on this. It's such a unique take on classic music that's here, and it's modern. The production is stellar. The vibe is infectious. Danger Kitty, you did well on this one. So if you like that, you should totally check out the rest of the album. I kind of was thinking about reacting to literally the whole album, but that's a long time. This could play in any bar in Tennessee or Austin. I 100% agree. And what's really cool about Danger Kitty is just like the amount of traction that they've gotten. And what's really cool about their traction is they have good music, so you build a good product. But it's also, Demetra's like one of the best, just like networkers. She makes great friends. She knows how to promote posts and get people to interact. Like, I'm surprised they didn't make it into that music festival that they were sharing. They had borderline 1,000 likes and comments and shares. But keep up the good work, Danger Kitty. I have so many bands that I want to listen to on this show. Bell to Beast, Cleveland Bonet, UFN, Self-Doubt we were playing at the beginning. This all the Jacob Akana tracks that are coming out. Oh my gosh, there's so much good music out of Reading. And that's kind of what I want to do with this show, is bring in the musicians, go live, interact with the folks that are here, and talk about stuff and play music live and write more music. And I just can't wait to collaborate with more friends on all this. So thank you for joining in for the first one. We'll probably end up cutting this one a little bit short because I don't have a guest here. Unfortunately, we had to push that back till Wednesday. But I want to talk briefly in closing about the reason behind this podcast. And I'm going to open up a little bit here. So I appreciate your kindness before I do this. I struggle a lot with this idea of productivity. Yeah, it would be sweet if they performed live, and we have all the equipment, especially between all the venues around town, and even just getting them in here and doing like a kind of like a tiny desk session, like cram way too many musicians in way too small of a room and see how it goes. That'd be freaking sweet. But the reason I started this is, here's kind of how my life has been going. It's a really good one, if you ask me. I work in a nonprofit arts organization. A couple of them, actually. I spend all day helping other people pull off their events, making art, featuring artists for my job. And then I go to another nonprofit and I work and volunteer and tech and play there. And for the last couple months, it's just been a lot of giving, which I did with consent, happily. And the rewards that I received internally from working so hard and giving were, absolutely insane. I got to do the best play of my life. One of the coolest events I put together was actually a memorial for Marv Ellis at Old City Hall. And I didn't know the guy, but all his friends and family showed up, and I saw how much Reading loved the guy. I saw the posts all over Facebook, and before I knew it, I was facilitating this event, and I laughed, I cried. There's so much beauty that I get in my day-to-day life, but working all day, I finally get home to this cool space. This is just a room in my little apartment. And what do I usually do? I usually smoke a lot of weed and get really stoned and think about all my dreams, back and forth. I let time get all metaphysical, and I sort of find that thing that I'm looking for. Well, here's the problem. When you find what you're looking for and you're really stoned, if you go and do it in the morning when you're not stoned, it can almost feel like the result of your work is almost inaccessible, because you were doing it in a different headspace. And so I wanted to come home from work, and now that the show's over especially, I wanted to be able to have something to do during that time frame where I usually kept myself occupied and was, creating and collaborating. I wanted to make sure that still exists because that's something that I want. But I also kind of wanted to do it on my own terms, in my own space. And, I'm still going to be theoretically helping friends out, but I also like to think that it's more them also helping me out coming on this show, and we're all working together. The reason I chose a live stream to be turned into a final piece of content in a podcast is what I really want to do is this. I've been thinking about this all the time. What I really want to do is, put out my album. I'm a musician and I love writing music, but that gets really stressful. And the kind of album I want to put out involves a spreadsheet with, 50 names on it for all of those facets to come together. No one person gets too burnt out doing any one thing, and you create a cohesive project with a return on investment. That's a lot of work. I respect it. I'm planning it. I can't wait to do it. But in the meantime, I wanted something that still a lot of work, but not as much as putting together an album for me. So here we are. We're doing this show, The Reading Sound, and I am so stoked. I'm so stoked to have something to do 5 days a week on a consistent schedule. That's my time. It's in the calendar, and I'm going to invite my friends, and we're going to be on the show, and we're going to play music. We're going to do fun stuff. We're going to answer funny questions. We're going to interact with the chat. If you guys are here, whatever you want to know. So I just kind of want to wrap things up. We've been talking for 30 minutes. This kind of gives me an idea of what to expect in terms of the time frame moving forward. Maybe we'll cut it down to an hour and a half because we've been here for a bit. But thank you for hanging out. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for tuning in. This was episode 1 of The Reading Sound, a live stream podcast by Daniel Hill. That's me. And we listened to Danger Kitty. We reflected on the past. We talked about why we're doing this. And I think that's a really good start. We did it. We went live. Here we are. I'll see you tomorrow, 4 o'clock tomorrow, I believe, for Dalton Fitzgerald. We'll react to some more music. We'll talk about what's going on. And anyway, hey, that's a wrap. Thank you for listening. We'll go ahead and fade ourselves out with a little more Danger Kitty. Danger Kitty. Yo, thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it, man. I think it's going to turn into something really cool, especially if we just kind of keep sticking with it. Goodbye to Daniel.